Hi there, viewers. Thank you for joining the live chat session. It's always good to be with you. I'm a little late. Actually, I was writing an article for News Addis. I didn't want to leave it without publishing. So that's why I got a little late. Then I had to go out for a walk, and there I got a little late. Apologies. Uh, Let me welcome the participants. Then we'll have a look at the agenda of today's live chat, and then I'll speak on the topics one by one. Mikhail, first one who commented, says hello, Sajid. Nahom Architects from Addis Ababa says good evening. Andreas Veldai says evening, Sajid. Kidane Birhane joined too. First member who joined today is Kidane Birhane. How are you, Kidane? Samuel Faleke here. I'm fine. Samuel, how are you? Lisa Redmond says, good to see you. Good to see you too, Lisa. How are you? Only Amhara, second member who joined today. Welcome, Only Amhara. Dereja Disa says, welcome. Dark Star, first one to ask questions. Hating Sajid, was the Tigray war a gain or loss for the TPLF elite? They lost territories and their best outcome is reclaiming pre-war lands. Now they are secondary players in Ethiopia. Yeah, you're right. I think you answered your question. Shafo Well says hi to all. Alim joined on time today. Welcome, Alim. Alim, Shafo, both members. Special welcome to both of you. Thank you, Norm Architects. Haile Gebru joined. Lisa joined as well. Lisa Redmond. Peace and Love joined member. Uh, has been following for years. Kahese Nigash says hello. Oda here too. Estefanos gets says hi. Suggest shave, please. Don't like my beard? Okay. But some people say you look better when you have a shave. So you should not shave your hair. What should I do? Nilu's asking about Fano. Is it controlling Ataya? I think they carried out an attack in Ataya. Controlling is something different. Upper part. John joined to says hello. Three main topics, viewers. Before that, just one quick comment. People are viewers are sending me articles to be published on News Addis, and sometimes they, yeah, I'll do, I'll shave tomorrow hopefully. Uh, Sometimes they're sending me material which is not genuine, which has been published in the past. We can easily check that. There are several plagiarism finding tools. I received an article 2 days ago. I had to spend around 2 hours on that article. Sometimes text alignment is not right. Sometimes you have to adjust tables, heading, etc. You have to insert links, images. It takes time. Before publishing, I thought of checking the plagiarism, and the article had been published in the past too. Someone resent the article to me. So I would request, please don't do that, because I won't be able to publish that material which is not genuine. Fresh articles written on any topic are welcome. I don't think there's anything that which is not being published on News Addis, and we are having some wonderful pieces in opinion section of News Addis. Personally, I am learning from these articles, and everyone they're writing, and we are there to learn from them. But don't just copy paste, or don't send your earlier articles, which will be obviously identified through plagiarism tools. Three main topics, viewers. Firstly, a relief for Ethiopian government in South Korea. A financing agreement has been signed between Ethiopia and South Korea. Secondly, blow to Mogadishu, which called for the withdrawal of all Ethiopian troops from Somalia. Opposition is coming not from Ethiopia, but from inside, from people groups in Somalia. Details for you. And thirdly, Gondar Fano. What is happening? Yesterday, a transport ban was due to come into force. What happened? Because Gojjam Fano successfully implemented transport ban for more than a week. What is happening in Gondar? Has transport ban been implemented? Any vehicle movement? Are all vehicles banned? What is military doing? Trying to open the roads. Details for you at the end of this video. Lilo says, Sajid, don't you think to be extend the state of emergency? Well, I have no information from inside, but I can only share my analysis with you. I think 4 months ago, state of emergency was extended. Do you think that ENDF is in a better position now than it was 4 months ago? Or Fano is in a worse position than it was 4 months ago? No. Rather, we're seeing intensity in fighting in recent days, more assassination in the last 4 months. So either the state of emergency will be extended or it will not be extended, but military won't withdraw. I have been saying that Ethiopian National Defense Force won't leave the Amhara region, whether state of emergency is extended or not. Because the regional government cannot survive without ENDF support. Regional security structure has collapsed. People disagree with me, but that's my analysis, that regional security structure cannot confront Fano. By the way, someone is mentioning Tigray. Tigray fighters entered Timoga around 24 hours ago. We got this confirmation. Now just Waja is remaining, not under their control. They have presence in almost entire southern zone, southern Tigray. When will they capture Waja? Let's see. But they were seen in Timoga. Let's start with first news story: a financing agreement between Ethiopia and South Korea. $1 billion support for Ethiopia. But over the next 4 years, South Korea is going to invest in Ethiopia. A relief for definitely for Ethiopian economy, keeping in view that Ethiopia is in need of hard cash and it wants to get 3 billion US dollars from the IMF. Though it wants hard cash amount of $3-4 billion at the same time, but South Korea will give $1 billion over the next 4 years, and that too in the form of investment in projects. Overall, Abiy got what he went for in South Korea. That is why all African leaders are there, by the way. They want to have their share of pie. The share of the pie, they want to have that. Why? Because South Korea is giving away shares. Why? I did a video, 2-minute long video for members this morning. I am trying to do videos for members now. Exclusive information which I get, I try to share with members first and later with others. South Korea has its eyes on African mineral resources. It's a tech giant. Tech giants are based in South Korea. They need African minerals, African critical metals, cobalt, platinum, etc. They are leading producers of semiconductors, chips, etc. Raw material is coming from Africa. That is what they're ready to spend on African countries. Isas, Abi, all there, all Ruto is there to all want to have their share. But it's very unfortunate that these African leaders cannot make use of their resources. Others are making use of African resources. Africa should be self reliant. I mean, getting a few billion US dollars for the continent from South Korea is not an achievement. Achievement would be when South Korea transfers technology to Africa. African countries start making semiconductors, chips, electrical appliances on their home soil. That won't happen. They won't give you technology. They will just try to buy African resources. The meeting will start tomorrow. A 2 day meeting. So far, no Abi Isas meeting. Both are there. Isas arrived yesterday. Abi arrived today. Uh, Separate meetings with South Korean officials. On the sidelines of the summit tomorrow, we could see meetings between African leaders. We'll have to wait. Chances are not there the two will meet. Let's see. Maybe they will bump into each other if one of them wants to talk to the other. So we'll have to wait. But Isas will give the cold shoulder to Abi. Will Abi take the lead and try to talk to Isas? That we'll see tomorrow when the summit will kick off, and it will go on till Tuesday, I think. Now, may I say, but they don't have love for anyone. They have love for African resources. Any dollar for Eritrea, peace and love saying, so far no announcement of any agreement, but Isas will get his share as well, I think. That is why all of them are there. Mesfin K joined too, Estefanos, Wisdom Seeker, Messi joined. As greetings, Sajid. Should we Ethiopians and you be mindful of the Ethiopian constitution when we discuss solutions for Ethiopian issues? Well, the solutions are being discussed because the constitution failed to provide solution. That is why uh, there is call for national dialogue. If constitution is serving people, then there should be no need of any national dialogue. There are basic disagreements about this constitution. Should it be ethnic federalism, centralized structure? What should be the powers of federal government, regional governments? How influential should religious groups be? So a lot. What about the capital, status of national day, status of flag, etc., etc.? So these issues, if you say that don't talk about constitution, then we cannot have any discussion. Litkovian says, unfortunately, the constitution was never respected even by TPLF, who led its creation. Uh, I think the constitution gives birth to institutions. Institutions then maintain their integrity, their independence, and their repute. If constitution does not create institutions, it means constitution is not being implemented or there are flaws in the constitution. When I say institutions, I mean judiciary, I mean executive, I mean parliament, I mean accountability mechanism. Media could be one of the institutions as well. So if there are no independent, powerful institutions, it means that constitution is not working. Either it's flawed or it's not being implemented. Now, your second news story, Somalia, a big blow to Somalia, I would say. 48 hours ago, Hussein Sheikh, Somalia's national security advisor, said that by the end of this year, all Ethiopian troops will leave Somalia. Uh, by the way, in recent months, Somalia's government has been saying that all African troops will leave by the end of this year. But you saw that Kenya opposed this idea when Ruto went to the US and he said that Al Shabaab will take over if all African troops leave Somalia. So after that, Somalia changed its position. It said, okay, other African troops can stay from Nairobi, from Kenya, Uganda, Burundi, Djibouti. They can stay, but all Ethiopian troops will have to leave. Said by Hussein Sheikh, National Security Advisor, 48 hours ago. Within 48 hours, now we have seen two developments showing that it would be difficult for Somalia to implement its announcement. As I said in some video, that Ethiopian troops are in Somalia under two arrangements. They're part of ATMIS, African Transition Mission in Somalia. Secondly, they are deployed under bilateral arrangement between Ethiopia and Mogadishu, between Ethiopia and regional states. First statement came from the US when Anthony Blinken called Hassan Sheikh and he pressed for joint regional efforts to fight Al Shabaab. In a way, indirectly, Blinken opposed the withdrawal of Ethiopian troops from Somalia. Then, importantly, opposition came from southwest state of Somalia. Southwest regional state, I think it shares border with Ethiopia. Ethiopian troops are deployed there and they are protecting the government. They are in charge of airports too in Southwest state. Southwest State's internal security minister spoke today and he called Hussein Sheikh's remarks as misinformation. He thanked Ethiopian troops for their performance, for their support, for the people, for the government. So, in a way, he rejected the talk of Hussein Sheikh from Mogadishu that Ethiopian troops will leave after 2024. I said that, if you remember, that it would be difficult for Somalia to implement this announcement. Earlier, we saw that Hassan Sheikh introduced constitutional reforms that alienated Puntland. Puntland then turned towards Ethiopia, and we saw high-level meetings between Puntland and Ethiopian government officials. Before that, Somaliland is already in talks with Ethiopia for the implementation of MOU, and now Southwest State, supporting the presence of Ethiopian troops in Somalia. Somalia will have to clear its house first, create internal unity. I have been saying that, don't want to repeat. But opposition coming from within about Somalia's call for withdrawal of all Ethiopian troops by the end of this year. And by the way, Ethiopian troops are also staging dramas in Halgan, Iran. 2 days ago, they said that explosives had been uh, recovered uh, by explosives had been found by Ethiopian troops. Explosives were hidden to target cities' electricity infrastructure. But Ethiopian troops diffused the explosives, and that Al Shabaab wanted to attack Algan city's infrastructure, power infrastructure. So we don't know if Al Shabaab really did that or Ethiopian troops just staged a drama to frighten the government there that they are essential for peace there. We might see more such dramas by Ethiopian troops, it seems. Yeah, two prisoners I reported about their release. Lilo, I don't know about 19. Do you have the names of all the 19 who have been released? Welcome, Kira. How are you? Eritrea, Pearl of Red Sea. Why are Ethiopians desperate to stay in Somalia? Well, I think they might withdraw from the African Union peacekeeping force, but they want to maintain their presence in border areas because they think that if they withdraw from southwest state, from Hiran, from Gaidu, Al Shabaab will take over. It will get close to Ethiopian borders. It will enter Somali region of Ethiopia. So they want to keep Al Shabaab away from their borders. Regional governments definitely are not in a position to stop Al Shabaab. Regional governments will have to do a lot. Lastly, viewers, Gondar, what is happening there? Yesterday, a transport ban was due to be put in place. What happened? Did Gondar Fano manage to implement the transport ban? Well, firstly, the transport ban was about intra-city transport ban. It wasn't about intercity transport ban. I mean, within cities, people can use their vehicles. Bajajis can be used as well. But people cannot use vehicles to travel from one city to other city. Secondly, movement of all types of heavy vehicles is banned. Vehicles which carry goods, etc., which could be used for transportation of logistics by military. That is banned. I'm fine, Yemaskan. And I think I heard that South Gondar Fano implemented the strike. Debritabo to Waldia Road, almost deserted. Military trying to keep the traffic flowing, but obviously people don't want to endanger themselves because Fano groups have announced that they will not allow any vehicles, intercity traffic is not banned. Intercity traffic is banned from one city to other city. So South Gondar Fano, I'm not talking about North Gondar, no, South Gondar Fano has successfully implemented the call. How long will it go on? Maybe for 2 weeks, but so far they have not announced any definite period when it will end. Some say for 2 weeks it will go on. Military will try to open the roads, but how will it tell people to come out and use the roads? Military today talk to people, businessmen, markets. Businesses are open. No one is being forbidden by Fano to close businesses. But ban is on vehicle movement. Let's see. Let's see what North Gondar Fano does. Will it also be able to join in? So far, the ban is being implemented only in South. Extreme Ethiopian says something is fishy in the horn. Horn is very destabilized. Ethiopia, war ongoing, internal civil war, or war-like situation. It's fine, Kira. Somalia, for years, fighting insurgency. Neighboring Sudan, totally destabilized. Djibouti will have problems now, keeping in view that Ethiopia is diverting its imports. Uh, and Eritrea is peaceful. Some say this is peace of a graveyard, not of a peaceful, safe, and harmonious society. So overall, no role model in the Horn of Africa to follow. I mean, which country should be seen as a role model? Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, or Djibouti? Tell me. None of these countries can be seen as a role model. Be better, nothing happened in Gondar so far. Strike is being implemented, transport ban being implemented, Dabret to Waldia road blocked, uh, and intercity traffic is suspended. Total ban on heavy vehicle movement. Cars allowed, Bajaj allowed for intracity traffic only. Someone is saying Somaliland is a better model. It's a better model, but it's not a country. It is in quest of recognition. But Musi Abdi is an extension, by the way. He got 2 year extension. He should have made preparation for election, did not, or he tried to just ignore the pressing issues and he got extension. Tanzania is not in Horn. We're talking about the Horn of Africa. Yeah, Mitiko, I agree with you. You cannot make a 1 year plan in Ethiopia. Future is uncertain. Yeah, it's a bigger country, but future is uncertain. Chief of Hamasian says Pakistan is a good role model. Maybe it's a role model for you, not for me. South India. What is South India? I don't know much about South India. Sora Afato has recognized Somaliland as a country. He says, we Ethiopian recognize Somaliland as a country. Let's wait for some official recognition. By the way, another assassination today in Amhara region. I did a video on that. Efratana Gidim, war administrator, shot dead at home in North Shore zone. First, by the way, first major assassination happened in North Shore, if you remember. Who was killed? Girman Shitila last year. The main Prosperity Party leader in the Amhara region was assassinated in North Shore. He was from North Shore, killed in his home zone. We have seen more assassinations in North Shore than in any other zone of the Amhara region since last year. Obviously, Fano groups behind these assassinations. It's very difficult for Prosperity Party members, government officials, war administrators to work in North Shore. In Shorobit, police chief was assassinated. In Ararti too, I think. In some other parts of North Shore too. North Shore is it's a hell, I would say, for government officials, Prosperity Party officials, because they're very vulnerable to attacks by FAN. It is divided, be better. It's not under one command. Even North Gondar Fano is not under one command. Let's say, I don't know about Abiy Saas meeting. Chances are very slim, I think. Thank you, Masgan. Alex Awake says, always you say warlike situation in Amhara, but Abiy deployed every possible army, commando, naval, so it's a war. Well, we cannot call it a full-fledged war. Compare the insurgents in Amhara and the situation in Tigray, which we saw. That was a full-fledged war. It's a guerrilla war, you can say. A civil war in the form of a guerrilla war. An armed resistance movement, you can call it. Pitsam Mibrato says, please tell your Ethiopian audience who depend on quantity rather than quality. They will never. You deleted your comment. Kira is saying something big happening in Somalia. Is it about Ethiopia, Kira? State of emergency will either be extended or it will end, I think, this after a week. The mentalist, I don't know about Indian or Pakistani politics. I don't cover it. So 35 minutes have passed. I think we should end the live chat session. It was good to be with you. We covered 3 topics. $1 billion financing agreement between South Korea and Ethiopia. Over the next 4 years, Ethiopia will get, I don't know, Kira, 4 billion, $1 billion US dollars from South Korea. Secondly, tomorrow, the South Korea Africa summit will kick off. Will Isaac and Abiy meet on the sideline of the summit? We'll see tomorrow. Somalia's announcement of withdrawal of Ethiopian troops by the end of this year is being opposed internally by Southwest State. And lastly, South Gondar Fano is successfully implementing transport ban, especially in South Gondar along Vrata to Valdia Road. I'll be back tomorrow. It was good to be with you. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed.